Many years ago, when I was having a conversation with Gandhi, he told me that I should be the change in the world that I wish to see. And so when I started looking for a new lens, I was interested in the 17mm F1.2 Pro, but I couldn't find anything on YouTube that really showed me what I was going to get in terms of results. So in the spirit of Gandhi, I figured I would put together some clips of what a person looks like on the other side of this lens, in the ways that I was looking for when I was trying to find out if I should buy this. Ever since I was first born, they've been telling me that I'm a person, so I figured I could stand in front of the lens to show you what this lens looks like. And there's a couple different differences between the different ways you can use this differently. One is with a variable ND filter, because with the low aperture and shooting video, you're going to need that. So I currently have a variable ND filter from Heliopan, made in Germany, and it's quite expensive. But since I wanted the best image out of this Pro lens, I went for it, and I think it's really good. The next thing that I realized when I bought this is that it is very sharp, which is great for photos, but for video, it can make your face look kind of weird. So I also put on a Tiffen Black Pro Mist. I probably should have mentioned this already, but I'm filming this on an Olympus OMD EM5 Mark III. In case you're curious, I am recording sound on the Olympus LSP4, which I have mounted to my chest with a GoPro chest strap. I think it works pretty well. The cool thing about the LSP4 is that it is Bluetooth, so I velcroed a Bluetooth receiver to the top of my camera. It weighs about the same as 2 quarters and is about the size of a Triscuit cracker. So it doesn't add much to the camera, and it makes the LSP4 an instant wireless microphone into which you could plug a lavalier, but I think it sounds better with the speakers on the voice recorder itself. Anyways, this is what it looks like if you wanted to do handheld vlogging with the 17mm F1.2 Pro. Speaking of movies, unfortunately, the Olympus OMD series Cinema 4K file format rarely exceeds 50 megabits per second for some reason. The 4K 30 setting records at around 100 megabits per second, which is almost always higher than the Cinema 4K 24p version for some reason. Anyway, this is how the picture looks without the Tiffen Black Pro Mist. This is just a variable ND filter. So take a peek at how a face looks without the softening effect. This is how the picture looks without a variable ND filter. This is Cinema 4K 24p, shutter speed 8000. I don't really know if it looks better without a variable ND filter and a Tiffen Black Pro Mist, or if it looks better with a super high shutter speed. I've never been able to tell if the shutter speed is 180 or not. I've seen some people say that it's really important, especially if you're going to make a good living being a YouTube sensation. But I've never been able to tell if my setting is 180 degrees from the shutter speed and the frame rate. I hope this is satisfying. This is with no filters. This is with variable ND filter. and Tiffen Black Pro Mist. This, by comparison, is a cell phone selfie stick, 4K 60, with no filters. By comparison, this is the 17mm F1.2 Pro with a Tiffen Black Pro Mist and a variable ND filter. This is 24p, not 60p, 4K. The cell phone has the edge there, but I think the image looks a lot better on the OMD. This is how the picture looks during the golden hour at the end of the day, with a variable ND filter and a Tiffen Black Pro Mist. When the holidays are coming right up, it's important to know that this is probably how it would look to vlog, or vlog, either way you say, at night with the 17mm F1.2 Pro. I have the quarter strength, and this is ISO 200. And there's a little light on top of my camera. If you're into secretly beautifying yourself, this is a diffuser. This is how the picture looks if I secretly hold the diffuser. This is how the picture looks if I secretly hold the diffuser over my head with the Tiffen Black Pro Mist. This is how it looks if you hold the diffuser over your head secretly with the Tiffen Black Pro Mist and a variable ND filter. As by now I'm sure you will agree, I have lived up to the advice of Gandhi, and I made a video that I wished was there when I was shopping for the 17mm F1.2 Pro. And now that it's there, I don't really want to talk about lenses and cameras anymore. So don't subscribe to me. According to the rules of YouTube, I have to ask you to do that, but I don't want it. If you do, I might block you. But I'm just kidding, I might not. Okay. Bye. That should do.